So, this is my first attempt at a solar-powered LED lighting system in into a fairly new clubhouse on a hunting club. So what I did is basically took a real basic 10 amp charge controller right here. As you can see, it's charging the battery right now. I got all the lights on. It was reading like 13.3 or 5 volts a minute ago. Now I got all the lights on, so I guess it's drawing it down to 12.8. I got it set to shut off the load here at 11.3 volts, since this is an AGM battery. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. You got the wires coming from the solar panel to right here, and these wires of course go down to the battery, and these are your output to the lights. So there's no need for anything else power supply wise for these simple LED strip lights. So I got that running down to a switch. It's actually a boat switch, so it'll do fine in the weather. As you can see, it's lit up. Get a little rain on it or whatever, it won't hurt it. And then there's the battery housing. I got a 35 amp hour, I think it's called a Mighty Max AGM battery in there, with a DC power out to right here. Goes to an inverter, 200 watt inverter. That will run USB and maybe power a small fan or something of that nature. Nothing major, obviously, since it's just 200 watts. But get a little plastic container to put it in and keep the elements, keep the bugs off of it. So as you go up, here's your LED lights. That's 250. That's actually a 300 count strand or LED strip. But we took 50 out. I was going to try to transplant 50 to the porch outside. It worked for one of the 50s. So here's the other 250 watt strip. Or not watt, but 250 bulb strip. That was a 300 strip. So run the wires up through here. And as long as you can see too, go back to this real quick. You see I put fuses and everything. Fuses to the battery, fuses from the charge controller to the battery, from the solar panel to the charge controller. Fuse to the lights from the switch. So I put fuses everywhere, sort of added protection. So don't want to have any issues with fire or short circuiting and whatnot. You know, the charge controller has short circuit control or protection. It says full protection there for short circuit, overload, things like that. So it shouldn't be an issue from the solar panel to the charge controller at least. But here are the outside lights. That's a full 300 count strip right there. We didn't cut it down. And there's one of the 50s right there. I wanted to put another 50 over here, right here, but these are waterproof ones, so you had to melt away the protective house or coating on them, or plastic or whatever it is. And I solder it back together, and I soldered it back together. It actually worked. And then I got out here and it decided to stop working and kind of was creating an overload condition. So I discarded that, cut our losses with that because I didn't like the way it was working. And here is the pretty simple 50 watt panel. As you can see, it's catching the light, reflecting right off of it. It's almost 100% in the light right now. It's like 2-3 o'clock, clouds sun right above. I probably could have put it in a little bit more of an angle upward. I think that's sufficient because this is facing south or southwest, so it's gonna catch the sun as it comes up, up and up and up to where it is currently. So it's just a 50 watt panel. I think it was gonna work quite nicely. But that's the whole setup. I'll put description in the, or put what the components were in the description below. And as you can see, it's a pretty simple way to set up some lighting in a kind of off-grid situation here. Well, it is an off-grid situation with this clubhouse being on a hunt club, you know, 2,000 or 3,000 acre hunt club here. So running power out here would be pretty difficult. So solar is a good alternative. So I think it's holding up good and everything seems to be working well. Thanks for watching.